Imagine you're standing by your pool on a sweltering Saturday, and your friend asks whether it's worth swapping out that old, humming single-speed pump for something a little smarter before they spend a chunk of cash. That hesitation dash, will I actually see a bill difference? Will it fit my existing setup? Will it make the pool louder? Is exactly the conversation I had with a few homeowners last month. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through why the Pentair WhisperFlo VST 2.6 THP might be the answer for some, and why it could feel like an over-engineered add-in for others. First off, the biggest promise behind any variable speed pump is energy savings. A 2.6 horsepower unit that can throttle down to a whisper quiet 800 revolutions per minute can shave 3,070% off your electricity use compared with a traditional single-speed pump that's constantly roaring at full tilt. In real life, that translates to a noticeable dip in your monthly utility bill, especially if you live in a state where electricity costs hover above the national average. I've seen a homeowner with a 24,000 gallon in-ground pool cut his pool-related electricity from around $150 a month to just under $70 after switching to a variable speed pump and adjusting the run schedule to match his filter's needs. Now, the WhisperFlo VST isn't just about throttling speed. It's built to integrate with Pentair's broader ecosystem, so if you already have a Pentair IntelliTouch or a similar control panel, the pump talks to it seamlessly. You can set up multiple programs: a high-speed burst for vacuuming or opening the skimmer, a medium speed for daily circulation, and a low speed for nighttime filtration. That flexibility means you're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all schedule that either overworks the pump or underfilters the water. But the flexibility comes with a couple of practical trade-offs. First, the upfront price tag. Variable speed units sit somewhere between $800 and $1,200, and the WhisperFlo VST lands toward the higher end of that range. If you're used to buying a single-speed pump for a few $100s, the initial outlay feels steep. The math only works out if you keep the pump running regularly and have a pool size that justifies the savings. For a modest 12,000 gallon above-ground pool that runs only a few hours a week, the return on investment could take several years. That's not a bad deal in the long run, but it's something to weigh against your budget and how often you use the pool. Second, there's the electrical side. The WhisperFlo VST ships with a 115V version and a 208-230V version. The 115V model is convenient for most residential setups, but it can draw a significant amount of current at higher speeds, potentially tripping a breaker if the circuit isn't sized properly. The 208-230V model spreads the load more evenly and is generally the better choice for larger pools that need to run at higher speeds for longer periods, but it usually requires a dedicated three-phase line or a professional electrician to install. If you're comfortable calling in an electrician for a quick hookup, that's fine. If you're hoping to DIY, the wiring requirements could add unexpected costs. Let's talk about noise, because that's a frequent pain point for pool owners living close to the house or in tight neighborhoods. The whisper part of WhisperFlo isn't marketing fluff. When you drop the pump to its low-speed program, the motor hums at a level that's barely audible from the patio. Even on a medium setting, it's a far cry from the metallic thrum you'd hear from an older single-speed unit. If your evenings are spent on the deck with a glass of lemonade, that quiet operation is a genuine quality-of-life upgrade. Maintenance is another arena where the WhisperFlo shines, albeit subtly. Variable speed pumps have fewer mechanical parts in constant motion because the motor isn't forced to spin at full speed all the time. In practice, that means the bearings and seals see less wear, translating to a longer service life. However, the pump does have a built-in controller that can glitch if you fiddle with the wiring or if voltage spikes occur. I've heard a few pool technicians mention that occasional resets are required, but those are usually resolved with a simple power cycle, nothing that a homeowner can't handle with the manual in hand. Who should seriously consider the WhisperFlo VST? If you have an in-ground pool larger than 15,000 gallons, run your pump for 810 hours a day during summer, and you're paying more than 12 cents per kilowatt-hour, the math starts to look attractive within 2 to 3 years. Homeowners who already own other Pentair equipment will appreciate the seamless integration. The pump can be programmed from the same app you use for your heater or lighting. If you